Hello, amazing humans. If you struggle with getting out of a chair into a standing position, this Chair Moves is for you. And even if you don't struggle getting out of a chair, use this opportunity to upgrade your brain, giving it quality information that it can use to reorganize old habitual movement patterns to make all of your movements more coordinated and better balanced, not just getting out of a chair. So we're going to start in a seated position, get comfortable on your chair, feet a comfortable distance apart, and simply observe how are you sitting in your chair and pay particular attention to where your head is in relationship to your pelvis. So is your head a little bit more forward than your pelvis? Is it a little bit more back from your pelvis? Is it a little bit more to the right or to the left? Just take a few breaths and notice where your head is in space and in relation to your pelvis. And there's no need to change anything at this point. We're just getting curious about how our brains are organizing ourselves in this moment. Now, without thinking too much, simply come up into a standing position without thinking, and then come sit back down. Now, the next time you come up into a standing and then a sitting position, just notice where is your head in relationship to your pelvis. Follow the trajectory of your head, and if you can, follow the trajectory of your pelvis. Now, if that's too complicated to hold both of those images in your mind, just focus on where your head moves through space as you just naturally come up into a standing position. And if it's comfortable for you, you can do it a few times just so you really key into where your head is, and also notice how much of your quads are working to get you into a standing position and back down. And that's great. You can just pause for a moment in sitting, bringing your awareness and your curiosity back to where is your head in relationship to your pelvis. Get curious about it. Now let's pause and talk about how we can use physics to our advantage to move our bodies through space in the most efficient way with the least amount of muscle effort. I like to think of the head, the spine, and the pelvis like a giant mechanical lever. So when the head moves forward, pulling on the spine, there's an effect on the pelvis. We can use our body parts to our mechanical advantage. So if we're holding our heads directly over top of our spines, directly over our pelvis, in a straight line against the force of gravity, there's no mechanical advantage to coming up into a standing position. And I challenge you to try this yourself right now. So line up your head as best you can to be directly over top of your spine, to be directly over your pelvis. So your head's not too far forward and it's not too far back. You're somewhere right over top of your pelvis. And in sitting, this feels like a really great position to sit in because your skeleton system is aligned to support your head under the force of gravity in this sitting position. But if we held this exact position to come up into standing, it's actually to our mechanical disadvantage to hold this linear line. And you can try it for yourself. So with your head directly over top of your pelvis, try to come up into a standing position. So you're holding your head directly over your pelvis. Hold on, it might take me a little while. I have to move my feet way back and I have to use all of my quad muscles to get me into an upright position. So I'm trying to hold my head over directly over my pelvis. So give that a try. See if you can hold your head directly over your pelvis and come up from a sitting position. It's almost impossible. And notice if it's comfortable for you. How much effort do you have? Did you fall that last little bit into your chair like I just did? Which when you fall, you just don't have control over how you move. So let's try some simple, gentle movements to reorganize the way our brain coordinates our head, our spine, and our pelvis to our mechanical advantage. So start with your head directly over your pelvis and simply bring your head more forward than your pelvis and then just back. And bring your head more forward, maybe over your mid-thigh, and then back. And you might feel your pelvis rocking forward on your chair. So you're keeping your head, your spine, and your pelvis fairly straight. So it's not like a slumping forward and a wave forward. It's more like you're hinging at your hip joints here and you're rolling your pelvis, your spine, and your head. So your head comes more forward over top of your knees and your legs, and you're just rocking back and forth. Gently, only go as far as it's comfortable for you. Make sure you're adjusting your feet so you're comfortable. And just continue rocking, rocking forward and then back until your head is lined up with your pelvis, and keep going. So you're kind of like an upside down pendulum, swinging your head forward over your knees and then back to the straight line. Forward and back. As you're doing this slowly and comfortably, think of what can you let go that doesn't need to be a part of this movement. So is there any tension in your shoulders you can let go as you're swinging gently forward? Is there any tension in your jaw, your tongue that you can let go of? Maybe in your hands. And you're swinging your head more forward by folding at these hip joints here. And that's great. You can just rest and just feel how you're sitting now. Maybe you're more aware or clear of where your head is in space in relationship to your pelvis. So maybe your mental map of where your head is in space is just a little bit more clear. You have a little bit more clarity around it. And now, without thinking too much, just simply come up into a standing position and then back down. And immediately notice if your head took a much different trajectory than the very first time that you tried it. Did your head stay directly over top of your pelvis, or did it move a little bit forward? Or did it move way forward using your own body as a mechanical advantage of your heavy head coming down, lifting up your bum like a lever to come into standing with the least amount of muscle effort through your quads? So are you noticing that you're using less muscle effort in your legs to come up? Is your head going way further than you normally or typically would do it? Notice if it feels easier, more comfortable. Does it feel more natural? And as you come back down, is your head moving forward and your bum moving backwards? Instead of falling down in your chair, your bum, it's kind of like it's able to seek the chair behind you, and there's so much more control and confidence there. Now, as you go about your day, you can upgrade your brain by becoming a little bit more aware of where your head is in relation to your spine, is in relation to your pelvis. And get curious and playful. Is it in your best interest to have your head directly over top of your pelvis at all times? Can you play around with where your head in relationship to your pelvis goes in space? So today, every time you stand up and sit down, play around with that relationship of where your head and your pelvis are in space. Now, if you did notice a difference with the ease and comfort of coming up into standing, let me know down below. I love hearing from you. Keep exploring movement, and we will see you in the next video, okay? Bye!